see. What's up, y'all? What's up? Alright, let me go ahead and get started talking and have a seat in this grass here. I'm just gonna get on with it because I can't front. I'm actually really irritated today. And I've been trying to be cool. I've been trying to be chill. You know what I'm saying? But I'm irritated. Just today has been an irritating day so far. And I don't know. I think I know a piece of why I'm so irritable. But it's a lot of other things. So I'm just gonna get on real quick the post that I just posted, right? Let me have a seat. Should have put my sweatpants on before I came out here to sit in the grass. Let me just tell y'all what I'm talking about, right? Because every time I say something about how, like, you know, about how this world is making it out to be like black men are our enemies, there's always some black women who be like, but they are. But it's not divisive to call black men out on the stuff that they doing. And while I agree that it's not divisive to call black men out, it's like we call black men out every day. You feel me? Every day we calling out black men. And it don't be happening for us as black women. As a black woman, I have to just be honest and admit that. I was on Twitter yesterday and I saw a post about this black woman who shot her boyfriend because he refused to argue with her. He said, I'm not going to argue with you. And she shot him, and the man is in critical condition. You feel me? He's in critical condition. He might die because his girlfriend shot him, right? And all the women in the comments was like, he was gaslighting her. He should have talked to her. He should have argued with her. Like, there was no concern. But weren't we just upset about the fact that people was making memes about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot in the foot? We was upset about that, right? As we should be. We shouldn't be making jokes about people getting shot. But Megan Thee Stallion is fine. She's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. She got shot in her foot or in her feet, which is very unfortunate. It's a problem. Should never happen in the first place. But this man may die. He may die. And it's these bitter ass women in the comments laughing about it. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about, when do we hold black men accountable? When do we not? When do we not have some shit to say about black men? When do we not complain about black men? When do black men not hear that they don't protect us? When do they not? Every day of my life, I get on social media and I see some shit about black men. About this black man did this, or this celebrity said this, or he's married to a white woman, or da-da-da-da-da. Every day they're held accountable. So what are you talking about? When are we actually going to stand up for them is the real question. When do we hold them accountable? When do we not? When do we not have some shit to say? When do we not have some shit to say about black men? When do we not? And I'm all for holding people accountable, but it's like, God damn, can they ever catch a break? I mean, we just saw George Floyd. Somebody was on his neck for what, 8 minutes? 8 minutes was on his neck, right? And so finally, everybody was rallying behind black men, right? Finally, the whole world is protesting. But this racist media does not like that. They're not going to let that last for too long. So immediately the narrative has to be changed. Immediately. So now black men, you know, they don't protect black women. Let's plaster that narrative all over the place. All of a sudden we see all these videos of black men not protecting black women, right? But the videos where they do, because there's this woman who was harassed by her neighborhood, and her community has been taking shift. The black men have been taking 12-hour shifts for days now. For over a week, they've been taking 12-hour shifts protecting this woman's house. People have been asking them, where can we donate to help? What's your Cash App? And they've all said, don't send me any money. We're doing this because we protect black women. But we not seeing that nowhere. And sitting up talking about, we need to hold black men accountable. Let me tell you something, black women. Let me tell you something. And let me tell you so that you will understand. No man is going to want to protect you. I'm like sick of like Instagram right now. I had to get off the Wi-Fi because apparently it's some problems happening. But anyway, hopefully the stuff ain't messed up. I'm gonna tell you black women something that you may not understand. A black man is not going to want to do anything for you if everything he does, you complain about it. Okay, this is something that I know from personal experience. I know this because I've experienced it. If a black man does something for you and you complain about it, he's not gonna do nothing else. Okay, so the fact remains that we sit up and all we do is complain. Even when he does do something good, we still got some shit to say, and we expect them to come and protect us in droves. It's not gonna happen. You feel me? Just stop with that. No one likes black. Let me tell you something about men. Something that I've learned about men. Men need to feel needed and appreciated more than anything. This is something I know about men. They go where they feel needed, you guys. I know this. You know how I know this? Because I've been in relationships that didn't work out because I know I didn't make the man feel needed and appreciated. And they would go to women who they seemed like the woman wasn't on my level. Like wasn't doing as much as I was doing. In my mind, she's not as pretty as me. Whatever the case may be, I felt like me personally, I feel like I'm the better choice. But you know what? All of that don't matter. It don't matter how smart I am. Doesn't matter how beautiful I am. Doesn't matter everything I can do. Doesn't matter if I can cook, if I can clean. Men need to feel needed and appreciated. And we sit up and talk shit all the time and think that they gonna want to protect us. You feel me? Like, listen to me and listen good. We don't need to do this every time. Every time I post something in defense of black men, I don't need to see black women in the comments rebuttaling. I don't need that. We don't need that as a people. Okay? We don't need that. Every time it's but when are we gonna ever hold black men accountable? We hold them accountable every day. Do you guys, I know I'm not the only one who see this. When you guys get on the internet, tell me, do you not see some shit about black men every day? Do you see it? Am I making this up? Am I making it up? Am I making this up? You feel me? Am I making it up that every time I get on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I see something about what black men not doing? Oh, and that's the encouragement that they need to want to protect us, right? To constantly see all the time how inadequate they are. That's what's necessary. Think about this. If you had if you had a child or someone you was in a relationship with or some family member, just anybody that you care about, how would they respond if every time you brought them up it was to talk about what they not doing right? How would you respond? How would you respond if every time you talk to your parent, they always told you how inadequate you were? Always. How would you respond? How would you respond if you was in a relationship and your man, every time he talked to you, told you how inadequate you were? Every time. I'm sick of this shit, bruh. I'm sick of y'all. I was already irritated today. I post something trying to be uplifting, trying to tell us to get our focus back, and we still bullshitting talking about what about accountability? You mean complaining every day like we do every day on the hour? How would you feel? Black women in the comments. How would you feel? Every time you talk to your man, he was complaining about you. He always had some shit to say. Every time you talk to your mom, every time you talk to your dad, every time you talk to your siblings, your friends, every time you talk to them, how would you feel? It was a complaint every time. Please don't come in my comments with the bullshit. You feel me? Please don't. Black men be held accountable every day. Every day. And I know I'm not the only one that see it. Every day somebody talking about what black men not doing right. Whether or not they not protecting us, whether or not we always screaming that, whether or not, despite the fact that they do, whether or not they always being lied on about dealing with white women and stuff like that, because I post about black love or post about the fact that we need to come together, and there's always somebody in the comments talking about black men don't want us, they only date white women, when statistically that's a lie. That's a lie, bruh. But we don't hold them accountable. But we sitting up lying about what the statistics say, but we don't ever hold black men accountable, despite the fact that even if we're not talking about black men loving black women or black men protecting black women, we always talking about black men killing each other. That's another thing. Only time we bring up black men is in a negative sense, and we always question, when do we hold them accountable? The whole world is trying to destroy our men. Let's not help them. Let's not help them. The whole world is trying to destroy our men. Let's not help them, you guys. Am I lying? Black women in here. Am I lying? Am I making stuff up? Am I lying? Somebody tell me if I'm a liar right now. Somebody tell me if I'm lying. As if it's not black men working in the communities to stop the violence within the inner city youth. I know they are, because my brothers do it. I have brothers that started whole programs, sports programs, to keep the children from growing up into teenagers and adults that would be causing violence in the communities. Man, I got blood brothers that do that. You feel me? We talking about, when do we hold black men accountable? When do we not? When do we not have something to say about them? In a negative sense. Never good. It's never a good thing. It's negative. It's always negative. Let's not be distracted, you guys, about all this stuff that's going on. Everything with all these celebrities, everything about what Kanye's saying. Now everybody's talking about that. Let's keep our focus. Let's not get distracted. They trying to control who we rock with, calling everybody that decides to speak truth anti-Semitic and all of that. Let's not allow them to control our thoughts. You feel me? And let's not be an aid in our own genocide as a people. All right? I'm not saying black men are perfect, because they're not. You feel me? We all there's things that we could do to be better. Black men and black women both. Yes, misogyny exists. Yes, there are black men who belittle black women. Yes, there are black men who don't see the value in the lives of other black men. Yes, there are black men who date outside their race. Yes, these things are real. Yes, they are real. But that's not the majority of our men. You feel me? That is not the majority of us. And if you got off the internet long enough, you would see that. If you go out and actually meet some real life people and stop living your life through a computer screen or a telephone, you would see that. All right? That's all I want to say. That's all I came on here to say, because I already saw the comments turning into some bullshit. You feel me? And I'm like, I'm not with that. I'm not with that right now. I'm not in the mood. Okay? I'm not in the mood. There's an active front that's moving to destroy our people as a whole. We can't make it without each other. You know what I'm saying? We can't make it. We cannot make it without each other. It's not to say that neither one of us need to be better, because we do. We do need to be better. You feel me? We as black women have to improve. We have to do the self-work to be better for our communities. And black men have to improve and do the self-work to be better for their communities. But you don't make someone better by constantly belittling them all the time. And then saying, when do we hold them accountable? As if we don't talk bad about black men every day. Every day. Not only us, but the whole world. You feel me? It was a white woman on Twitter that posted, oh, I don't understand why black men are just so violent towards black women. And it's like, bitch, first of all, how dare you think you can speak on what's going on in our communities, first of all. And then second of all, why is there so many black women in the comments co-signing what this white woman got to say, as if it's true, as if black men are just so violent? You see how the narrative, they trying to change it? Black men are just so violent. Oh, so you mean to tell me it ain't these savage white men who would have slave rape orgies? Not them? They not the violent ones? Not them, huh? The reason why we all mixed up to this day. You feel me? I know I got a little bit of Irish in me. I've seen my great grandmother. You feel me? Hair is light brown, almost blonde. Eyes was blue. That wasn't by choice. It's because her mother was raped. So because of rape, when people ask me what I'm mixed with, I tell them I'm black and I got a little bit of Irish rapist in me. If you want to know what I'm mixed with so bad. From a couple generations ago, a little bit of Irish rapist in the bloodline. But black men so violent. Apparently. And they're never held accountable. Never. As if they don't get crazy sentences for the same crimes. You feel me? Crazy high sentences. As if black people aren't wrongfully convicted more often than anybody else. As if we don't have more of our men in prison for long sentences for non-violent crimes more than anybody else. As if black men are always the ones arrested in domestic violence disputes, even if they are the ones who are the victim. Yeah, but we're not holding them accountable. Apparently. You know? Y'all, we got to be smarter than this. You feel me? We have a real life enemy. Like, this ain't a game. I think a lot of people think this is a game. Like, being pro-black and, you know, marching and protesting, that's like, these are trends to people. This is a game to the most of these people. They don't understand that we have a real life enemy, and that this enemy didn't just pop up a decade ago. That they've been here for hundreds of years, this enemy that we have. And they're skilled at what they do. They're skilled at divide and conquer. They are so skilled at that. We sitting up acting like this is a game. We playing around with this like we don't have a real life enemy. You feel me? We have a real life enemy. This is a real thing, bruh. This ain't no game. This ain't no play thing. This is, we have real life enemies. We sitting up playing around on the internet, saying a bunch of dumb stuff for clout and for recognition and to get retweeted and likes and all that nonsense. We got a real life enemy out here, and we sitting up arguing and fighting with each other about stuff that ain't even true, man. And we love to get in these oppression Olympics, you know what I'm saying, where we could fighting and arguing against who's the most oppressed between black men and black women. Like, what does that do, bruh? Do you want a medal at the end of that? Once we determine who's the most oppressed between the two of us, what we do after that? Do we get a medal? Do we go to white people and be like, hey, so I'm black woman and I'm the most oppressed, so you're gonna be, you know, better to me than him? Like, what do we get from this? You feel me? And that's what the problem is. We fight these oppression Olympics because many of us, too many of us, think that true progress is being accepted and allowed to exist in white spaces. That's what progress is for a lot of us. That's what we really think true progress is. Oh, we believe that wholeheartedly. Progress is us being accepted and allowed to just exist in white spaces. That's progress for the most of us. So that's why we don't have a problem throwing each other under the bus. Because the more I throw black men under the bus as a black woman, the more they'll accept me. And vice versa. They don't give a damn about you, bruh. A black woman's workload in slavery was no different than the men. We talk about we want equality. We had equality as slaves. The only time my femininity was acknowledged was to fulfill the lust of the slave master. But we had equality. All right, I'm done. I'm done talking about this. I've been irritated all day, and I got to get away from all of this because it's too much, man. Niggas is stupid, and I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood for this. You feel me? I'm done. You guys enjoy your day. I'm not trying to, you know, I have this upset, irritated energy. I'm not trying to put that off on y'all. You enjoy the rest of your day. Let's not stay distracted, you know, with all the nonsense. Let's please come together as a people. You feel me? All right. I'm done.
Family, you all know that I usually don't do response videos on this channel, but with what you all just saw here, first of all, I'm going to put links in the description to the sister's social media and her website, Erica LESHAI, or LESHAI, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Very brilliant, very talented sister, very passionate about our people. And I felt I had to do a response to, what you all just saw here, because this had our sister very distressed. And it's not just a response to her, but to any other of our sisters out here that stand by black men and black society as a whole that ever get discouraged. This is a response to you all and to encourage and uplift you. This is what I want to say to you sisters out there that see this, and that as all of us, because I gotta address brothers too, those of us that have gone through bad things with the opposite gender in our race, that are still strong enough to know not to blame those things on everyone, on all black women or all black men. I usually don't touch on these gender war issues. I have been meaning to address that for some time now, but there has been bigger things going on. But I feel like now is a good time to address it, at least for once, and probably for all, because those of us with sense know never to engage in that right now. It is suicide to engage in gender warring in black society in America right now, and anywhere within the global black family where we're fighting oppression. So let me get that out the way and make it clear. But here's the thing, man. I'm gonna tackle both ends of this. First, let's start with the accountability factor as far as holding black men accountable for the things that we do. Now, I'm not gonna gaslight anybody and say that black men, foundational black American men, or otherwise, don't have flaws and problems. We definitely do. But this is what a lot of people fail to articulate on both sides of that gender war. You need to isolate and make distinctions between the people that are the problem, which seem to get the most attention. The most negative amongst either gender seems to get the most attention. And then you have people in both genders, black men and black women, that will focus only on that and broad stroke the entire gender for those people's off-code behavior and despicable behavior at times. Because we have some black men and black women that do some despicable things. Here's what I want to say to you all. First, society holds black men accountable every day. Every day. We are the only group of men in this country that we can't even sneeze wrong without the media demonizing us. We are the only group of men in this country, if you're heterosexual and you're masculine in the traditional sense, they call that toxic masculinity. They don't address that towards Asian men, white men, Hispanic men, just black men. Now, why is that? This is gonna make a lot of you black feminists mad, the ones that my sister Erica LESHAI was addressing. This is gonna make a lot of you buck dancing Sam Bucks in the black LGBT community. It's gonna make those of you to whom it applies very mad, that are always chasing white daddy. The reason why they target that towards us in particular is because I'm gonna make this statement and I will stand on it until the day that I die. Black men are the epitome of masculinity worldwide. Worldwide. I'm finna make some white men mad right now. Even though we are the most oppressed, you need an entire media to demonize our image. and blame us all for the things that some among us do, which stand up black men, we call out the fuckboys among us. You need an entire media apparatus to demonize us all, though. And you have to murder and kill us unarmed when we're innocent of things that you let your own people pass for when they do far worse. These white mass shooters, you rarely ever hear about them killing white mass shooters, but you will kill an unarmed, nonviolent black person, or put your knee in our necks and kill us and choke us to death like you did George Floyd and like you did our brother Eric Garner and countless others, and sisters too. Or you killed Sandra Bland. Those of us that are paying attention don't forget these things. See, you need all of that. When there is an incident going on, you have to get hordes of police to deal with us, because that's fear. We see it. That's fear. All of that is fear. Trying to demonize us and say that our traditional masculinity is toxic. See, if you gonna say toxic masculinity, you gotta refer that to people that are out here raping women, that are out here killing women and children. Okay, if you're talking about that particular class, sure, but when you just try to paint that as all black men, all of us are out here doing that. You got brothers and sisters. Shout out to Liberty Road. Shout out to my brother Grandmaster Jay and NFAC that are shining examples of what black men do with sisters in conjunction on code to protect other black people. Big shout out to them. But further going on into the point that I'm making here, they have to team up and gang up on the image of black men, because they know that if we have our shit together, our women are going to follow us and work hand in hand with us, as long as we honor, value, and respect them, which many of us do every day. And see, this is the ironic thing for the black feminists that had my sister so upset there. At some point in their lives, they had to have a black man protect them, for them to be alive to talk the shit that they're talking. I don't do what I do for my people to get praise, honor, or credit. I do it because I love my people, man. Whether it's educating them or physically protecting them, I do it because I love my people. And many other brothers wake up and do that every day because it's in us to do. We don't need somebody to ask us to protect our black women and children and black society in general. We just do it. That's what a black man does. See, let me say something to you. All you black feminists and your little white supremacist flunkies that are playing you, especially when it comes times to these women's organizations that's supposed to be about a sisterhood. They don't break no sisterhood bread with y'all, do they? They don't speak up right now where they at for Breonna Taylor. They're not going to Louisville, Kentucky to do anything about that and raise a voice to try to get justice, or whatever else it may take to get justice. I don't see no white feminists coming out there, and they won't either. We made something clear to y'all, man. When these other groups, these flunkies that they go and get and make y'all into, because that's what you are, flunky, and I'm including these black LGBTQ members are always talking about black men or the white men of the black community, how we have such toxic masculinity. Show me what your allies, so-called allies, are doing to protect you. How they protecting you? They're using you for damn sure, but are they protecting you? Are they protecting other black people? See, let's just go ahead and throw black men out the equation. Damn us for a minute. Just put us completely to the side. Do they go and get these black children out of these homes where white people adopt them and sexually abuse them and put these black children through all kinds of hell until they kill them? Do they do that? Do they go and get black women out of jail? Do they go and get black women and advocate that they be paid the same as they are on jobs? How many of them raise hell in their positions of employment in corporate America or wherever and say, hey, pay these black women like you pay us, or we ain't coming to work? Where that solidarity at for the so-called sisterhood? Oh shit, I'm asking them questions? You damn right I am. Show me the group of white women that say we ain't coming back to work until you pay black women the same as us. What that's at? What a large group of white women that anytime a sister is murdered in her own home like Breonna Taylor was, where's the large group of them striking, protesting, lobbying to have laws changed? Where they at? What were they for Sandra Bland? Countless other names of sisters that things have happened to that would take me longer than this video would even be allowed to run to name. White women ain't doing nothing to protect y'all. Let me say this to the brothers. For those of you that have been in situations with certain sisters and shit went left and went bad, I'm gonna tell you why you can't put all black women in the same boat. See, this is the common denominator between the gender warring that goes on. It's mostly online, because we don't see this in our communities. We don't. This shit is mostly online. Here's the common denominator though. The black men and black women that say all black men this or all black women that, you have one common denominator that makes you just alike. You blame other people for your poor decision making in choosing who you date and give your time to. I'ma say that again. You blame other people for your poor choices and decision making as far as choosing who you date. You give the best of yourselves to the worst people. And then you want to turn around and get frustrated because what you wanted, which wasn't what you needed, you want to blame that on every woman or every black man, when that's immature and childlike of you. At some point, you have to reflect on what you did to contribute to a situation. You have to reflect on the decisions, not mistakes, because there's a big difference between a decision and a mistake. A mistake is something that was due to unforeseen occurrence that you could not see coming. A bad decision requires a series of thoughts, cognitive thoughts. You made choices. Whether it's a black man or black woman, you have agency, or that word y'all like to use. You have agency until it's time to take accountability for your own damn actions. That's why my sister Erica was so frustrated here, because you have some genuine, good-hearted sisters out here, man. I know too many that will stand by black men, have stood by us. All they ask is to be respected and honored and valued. And then you got some, man, bless y'all heart, man, you still stand by brothers that ain't worth nothing. Y'all got to stop doing that though. Don't stand by the ones that ain't shit. I'm not defending them at all. Just like I'm not gonna tell no black man to stand by a woman that ain't worth a damn. You got to get better out here, family, at choosing and attracting your own kind, man. Because see, the warning signs are there, but a lot of times, brothers and sisters, you can't help what you're attracted to. None of us can. But when you start seeing certain flags, man, you got to have it within your character to say, you know what? this is the total package as far as what I like looking at or whatever other quality, but their character ain't worth nothing. And I'm gonna have to walk away from that and get what's meant for me, because if you don't and think that you're gonna change that person over time, you're gonna end up regretting it and being bitter like these black feminists and these black woman hating clowns that's online. See, let me personalize it, man. Listen, I done been through bad things, from choosing poorly. I don't blame nobody but myself for that, but do I hate all black women because of that? Hell no. Because for every one of those few situations that I was in, where I was dealing with somebody that wasn't any good, I've had hundreds more situations where I've dealt with sisters, not even just on an intimate level, but I'm talking about as far as business, people that have your back, you know what I'm saying, as far as like anything in the community. There's too many black women out here, man, that are on code and value brothers and sisters, man, for me to just say, oh, I hate all these black bitches and all these black women. No. And if you got to say that, if that's all you seeing, that tells you something about your environment. Maybe you need to change where you are, because there's plenty of good black women and black men out here. They out here. Now, when I say good, let me quantify what I mean when I say good. When I say good, I'm not talking about a perfect person. There ain't no person walking on this planet perfect. And if anybody try to tell that lie, you the biggest one to ever exist. When I say good, I'm talking about a person that if you make a mistake and you actually genuinely care about somebody, and I'm talking about whether you in a casual relationship or a serious one, as far as like the most serious kind, a marriage. A good person said, you know what? A good person can be approached when you fuck up and you say things. And you will listen to your partner, whether you're a black man or a black woman. And I'm going to do you one even better than that. A good person, after you say some shit that you know you shouldn't have said, or do some shit that you know you shouldn't have did, your partner don't even have to approach you to correct you. You correct yourself. You the one, you go back yourself and be like, you know what? I was wrong about that, babe. I'm sorry. Let's talk. Let me see if we can work this out. Let me listen and get your side of it. I'm gonna give you my side of it, and we're gonna correct this thing and move forward as a unit. Because see, I'm gonna tell you the one thing that white supremacy fears more than anything on this planet. When you get a black man and a black woman together, and they don't let nothing come between them, and they produce a family, oh yes, the F word, family. Because families, strong black families, build strong black communities. Strong black communities, if they go on and thrive, you can build a nation out of that. They don't want that at all. In no way, shape, or form do they want to see that. See, sometimes, you're going to have arguments with each other. That's a part of human nature. But at some point, even when things are going good, if you're in a situation with somebody, serious or casual, you need to have the moments where, instead of jumping each other's bones, man, hold on a minute. Sit down, talk. Talk about the bigger picture and things, especially with what's going on in the country right now. And ask the question, what do you want to see our people go in the future? And what can you and I do together as a unit to get our people there? And ask that question with the people that you with. Because see, if you don't ever have no conversations with somebody that you're dealing with, you're wasting your time, man. You really have to look at the core of why you with an individual as a black man or a black woman and say, what is our ultimate purpose beyond just us? The best of us are not just concerned with ourselves. The best of us are concerned with our people as a whole. See, I'm gonna tell y'all what feel good, man. Tell y'all what feel good. To me, it feel better than brand new money, and Lord knows I love that. Work hard to get every dime of it that I have. But what feel better than brand new money to me is being able to come together with your people and do something that benefits more than just yourself. Do y'all understand that? If you had never had that feeling, man, I feel sorry for you in life. That's the best feeling in the world, man. And I'm gonna tell you what's the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake to that feeling, when you have accomplishments in society that people can see and your community know you for doing those things, when you see little black boys and girls look at you and they say, I want to be like that. I want to be like that black man or that black woman right there. And they come tell you that. If that don't put some extra fire in you, man, to do for your people, I don't know what will. You have a dead soul if that don't move you some kind of way, man. So you got to think back to when you were a child, the things that inspired you. To be the inspiration of a little black child, man. To do something that benefits us as a whole. That's what it should be all about. The future, because they are the future. When you get caught up in this gender warring back and forth, black man or black woman, it's selfish to the point of suicide. That's why I say it's suicide. Because you're not paying attention to our adversaries outside of us that invest big money in seeing dysfunction among black people and relationships and making sure that we don't go on to produce black families. And if you do produce one, they want to do everything they can to introduce dysfunction into your family to make sure it doesn't last. So you have to analyze the enemy's tactics. That's why we're always talking about history. You go back and look at how they put drugs into our communities. Now, a lot of people, some of them are coons, but some of them are articulating things and they don't know how to see it. Let's deal with that drugs in the black community thing. A lot of people will say, okay, just because they put the drugs in there don't mean you have to use it or sell it. That's right, you're right. A strong person can resist anything designed to harm or hurt them, but everybody amongst our people isn't strong. That's just a fact. Everybody amongst our people isn't strong. So what we need to do as a community, when we see that amongst each other, because nobody's gonna readily admit that they're a weak person or don't have a strong spirit, we got to always be promoting that amongst one another, whether we know the person has a weak spirit or not, and talk about the things that I'm mentioning here in this broadcast. Unity, that should be the chain that we all have that ties us together, because that's the only way we're going to defeat this system of white supremacy here. In the global black family, that's the only way we're going to be defeated. The black man can't do it without the black woman, and the black woman can't do it without the black man. See, I'm gonna tell y'all what I enjoy. One of the things I enjoy most, man, and a lot of y'all know, y'all see me in different spaces, y'all know I flirt with sisters in different people's chat rooms. I've even done that to the point that a popular YouTuber got irate at me about that shit. I had no idea the brother took that serious, but hey, that's neither here nor there. One of the things I enjoy most when I'm dealing with sisters, and y'all know from my personality engaging me on here, I'll crack jokes with you all day long, but I love to share history and exchange history with y'all. I like to see what y'all know, and I like to teach you what I know. You know why? A lot of people forget this. It's been said many times, but I'm gonna break it down and flesh it out even further than a lot of people have. Women are the first teachers of children, okay? So if you come across a sister, brothers out here, and you have knowledge, and that black woman gives you her ear and listens to you, and she's willing to take in what you're talking about, fill her up with everything you can, because see, one day, if it's not your children she's going to be teaching, she's going to be teaching somebody's children. And the children are the future of our people, of our nation. Black nation. I always fill these sisters' heads up with wisdom and knowledge when they choose to listen to us. And see, the ones that don't, they're disappointed and they're discouraged because they think all brothers are the same. And you have to carry yourself, black man, every day as an example to show them, nah, I'm not like these jackasses. Don't put me in that category. Nah, that's hard to do sometimes because, hey, we love to look at our sisters, man. To me, I'm just speaking for myself. Black women have the absolute best figures on the planet. Period. It ain't even close. There ain't no competition. None whatsoever for me. I mean, everybody entitled to like what they want to like, but for me, it's black women, man. There's no comparison at all. You can say what you want to say, like who you want to like, date who you want to date, marry who you want to marry. But for me, it's sisters, man. And see, the proof of that, I know I gotta be right because around the world, non-black women are always trying to copy y'all features. That's why, if I was to ever address the issue of the weave and all of that, I would have to do it from a standpoint of like, sisters, look at yourselves, man. Look at all the other people that want to be like you and wear your hairstyles. All the other people that want to have your body shape, skin tone. They want to dance like you, dress like you, talk like you, walk like you. But see, here's the thing that's really gonna hurt. Not gonna hurt you sisters, but it's gonna hurt a lot of these non-black women that want to be y'all. I gotta say it. Excuse me. No matter how much you want to imitate or duplicate a black woman, you cannot recreate the soul in a sister. You can't do that. You can copy and get the best surgeon on the planet to give you the exact body type of a black woman. You can take all these melanin treatments and skin bronzer and all this crap. You can get your hair done just like a sister, but you'll never have what's on the inside of a black woman. I know y'all hate that. See, sisters, a lot of time when y'all get upset about these culture appropriating vultures like the Kardashians, they want to be y'all so bad they use this mind game. And y'all sisters, man, y'all some compassionate creatures, emotional creatures. To me, the only real women on the planet as far as emotions. That's why I could only love a black woman in totality. But they take advantage of y'all compassion and emotion and get in your head and make you think somehow that what they're saying about y'all is relevant. It's not. I tell y'all what, I'm gonna give you a bit of advice. Just being as a black man, I'm gonna tell y'all what a Becky or one of these clown face alabastresses really hate. Don't respond with emotion. Respond with cold indifference. Get to talking shit as long as they don't put their hands on you. Cause I mean, hey, look, get some of that Ogun juice my brother Tariq Nasheed coming out with, and I can provide several other sides for personal self-defense stuff. But as long as they don't put their hands on you, just be like, oh yeah, that's how you feel? Okay. I'm still the original, and you can't be me. And just walk off and leave it at that. Might drop their ass. You got to show these bitches that, bitch, I know you want to be like me and you can't. Let me talk to my brothers for a minute, man. Listen, let me tell you something, man. If you wake up as a healthy, strong black man, I don't care whether you short or tall, bro, with all the shit that we dealing with, we still ahead of them. Every other man on the planet. Oh, that's gonna make some of these white boys mad. They gonna hate the shit out of that. But see, let me tell you something, man. This is the truth. When you wake up as a healthy, strong black man with your integrity intact, that's the main thing. With your integrity intact, and you ain't walking around with your head down, afraid to speak truth to power and say what's on your mind. You ain't charling and book dancing and tap dancing around for the things that you earn. And the biggest one that they hate, don't become a black male business owner and be successful in anything you do. Brother, sometimes we just have to stop and pop our damn collars, man. We do. On top of all them other accomplishments, look at how we accomplish in the face of adversity. We are the only group of men in this country, on the planet, that it takes so much for them to sabotage, and we still rise to the occasion. We the cream of the motherfucking crop. You goddamn right, I said it. You gotta wake up and be black and proud, brothers. It's something that they can't take out of me. When you grow up, I guess, with strong black elder grandparents and great grandparents that sit and talk to you and constantly not just tell you that, but show you how our people are great and show you how your family lineage is great. True elders, not the book dancing sambos out here that's trying to kiss white people's ass. See, I guess it's different in families where that's not present. But if it's not present, then you need to find a family where it is present. If it's your friends, and learn from them. It's better if it's at home, but you got to get that in you from somewhere. As far as I know, maybe there's some brother that's never thought about it that way or considered what I'm saying that way. So I hope this inspires you. Because see, understand this. When you know that within yourself as a black man and you confident in yourself, you have all the tools needed to be a capable, worthy leader of a black woman. And there's a sister out there that's looking for that in you. Do you hear me? I get it. I know a lot of y'all are looking at the current state of things with some of our sisters out here, a segment of them. But I'm going to tell you something, brother. Right now, you got some of them sisters out there, they starting to see that it's very few quality brothers out here. You know, as far as the kind that they really want to be with, some of them will drop that bullshit if they see that you are set in your standards and you about something. You'd be surprised how many of them will get their act together. See, it start with us, brothers. We get our shit together, they got to get their shit together. And you got to stand on your square as far as your standards, because they gonna try you. All women do. That's one thing I will say, all women do. All women gonna test you, and they should test you to see what you made of. But once that's been established, and she shows you respect, and she's willing to follow you, lead with dignity. Lead with the strength and pride that a black man is supposed to have innate within us. See, that's why I cannot stand by a coon. I don't have coons that are friends that I call my good buddies. The likes of a damn Brandon Tatum or any of these other Sambozos that you want to name. Nah, bro, we not built the same, man. I don't understand your spirit. Your spirit is cancer to me. And I don't like cancer. I don't want cancer anywhere in my body or anywhere in my social aura. So I avoid that shit like the plague. The only thing that I have and can use from a coon is look at your demeanor and what drove you to be one, and analyze how weak and broken you are, so I can show the next generation what not to be. That's our job, brothers. We can't have young black boys growing up looking at these damn Sambozos and coons and sellouts and think, well, if I want to be successful, that's the way to go. See, one of the things I remember my father taught me and grandfather coming up. I remember being a child, very young. Might have been maybe, 7? Something like that. I remember trying to do difficult things, hard things. And I used to have the attitude where, like, if it's hard, I'll just give up. And you know, your father sit you down and talk to you. And I remember my father telling me this. He was saying, son, listen, if you give up on anything that you're doing just because it's hard, you cheating yourself of the satisfaction of when you accomplish that, being able to appreciate it. And he was saying, right now, you probably don't know how that feels. But if you just put what I'm telling you to the test, you're going to get addicted to that feeling and you're never going to want to turn it loose. And that stuck with me. I put that to practice as a child. And just as my father said, that's something I'm addicted to this day. There's nothing that I'm going to do or engage in that's difficult or hard and I just give up on without putting my all in it. My father used to tell me, he said, hey, before you give up, you give out. And a lot of brothers need to hear that right now, man. See, there's going to be things you go through in life, brothers, man. I'm talking to y'all, man. You're going to go through things in life that's going to test your character. You're going to go through things in life that after you give everything you got, you're going to reach a stalemate. And while you in that stalemate, I'm going to tell you what you do. You still don't quit. You always try to regroup and rethink your situation and figure a way out. Because you're going to get out if you want to. Now, if you give up and just say, fuck it, you're going to be right where you at. So I'm speaking that bit of encouragement to even brothers like Nick Cannon that's got all that wealth and success. You got to be in love with putting your nose to the grindstone as a black man and coming out of that shit on top. Ain't no better feeling in the world than that, man. You're a walking kingdom wherever you go, individual black man. And there's a queen out there for you, man, if you carry yourself right. That's the truth. See, the dominant society doesn't want us to look at each other. Just look at how they never promote a straight black man and woman together with a whole healthy family today in these entertainment situations that we see on TV and in the media. They don't want y'all to do that. They don't want us to do that. Sometimes you just have to stop and look at what they not showing us. Look at what they not showing us. They ain't got to show it to us. We can live it. We can live it. So I had to do this response to my sister here as words of encouragement, not only to her, but all the other good sisters out here that support black men and love black society, and to my fellow brothers out here, my fellow comrades. I don't care what you're a part of, whether it's the NFAC, Liberty Road, just everyday regular black man getting up doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. Stay encouraged, brothers. They can't beat us. If we decide that we don't quit, they don't win. Do you hear me, brother? If we don't quit, they don't win. And when black society has that mentality as a whole, liberation, prosperity, and health will be ours, period. And there's nothing that any system of white supremacy can do to stop that. So with that being said, Black first, stay safe. I'll see you all in future content.